But in regards to the production, though, it says Berg and Misha were held up by armed robbers in Brazil while scouting locations, prompting them to film in Hawaii instead. Fair, right? It's like, we're going to film it on location in Brazil, immediately get mugged, let's go to Hawaii. So far away Lucas and lovely audience at home, same question. What is your favourite movie starring Dwayne the Pebble Johnson? But actually, you didn't answer. What is your favourite movie starring the Pebble?
I don't even know, because, like, I failed to think... Oh, no. Actually, I was about to say I failed to think of a movie that I enjoyed that he was in. I love Moana.
That's a good pick, but not as good as my pick of Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
You got the moves. I'll give you that. Ow!
No, you can't tell me that Welcome to the Jungle is better than Moana, Karl.
No, I said it's my favourite movie starring The Rock. I didn't say it's better, I said it's my favourite movie. If you ask me, do you want to watch Moana? I think
you might have said better. Roll the tape.
No, like, if you put those movies in front of me and said, we're going to watch a movie featuring The Rock, what do you think is a better showcase of his talents as an actor? I'd be like, fucking Welcome to the Jungle.
Well, it's voice acting, it's different, but yeah.
You don't really know too much about Welcome to the Jungle, do you, Lucas? So there's a detail that's going to make you go, hang on a second, this might be some top tier shit.
So I'm aware of The Rundown, because you've made me put in, like, one edit every now and then in videos of just, like, a double shotgun reload.
We'll get to that, Lucas, but before we do, let's establish the format for anyone watching for the first time. So, Wiki Weekends is a series where I, your host, Karl Smallwood, or Lucas, if it's his video to host.
Hello there.
We'll scour the lengths and breadths of the internet for wikis on subjects we're interested in, bring them forward for discussion, and see what kind of conversation arises as a result. And today I have in front of me the Wiki for The Rundown. So let's just get that out of the way first. So, The Rundown, known internationally as Welcome to the Jungle, is a 2003 American action comedy film directed by Peter Berg and written by James Vanderbilt and R.J. Stewart, based on a story by Stewart. And I've made a lot of content over the years. Not all of it is stuff that people agree with. The singular, most controversial piece of content I've put out there, in terms of how many people have sent me angry, threatening messages about it, is one in which I mention this film. And specifically, I think it's the video, Lucas, that you must have edited and put in the clip of The Rock double reloading a shotgun.
I mean, I can tell you that I've put that clip in at least 3 different videos, so I don't know which video you're referring to, but is it because you used the UK name of the movie?
Not the UK name, Lucas, the international name. So, this film is known in America as The Rundown. Everywhere else, including the UK, where I am based, it is known as Welcome to the Jungle. And when I referred to this film as Welcome to the Jungle, in that video, not realising it was known as The Rundown in America, because I'm not in America, every other comment on that video is from an American telling me I got the name of the movie wrong. Even though, when I say Welcome to the Jungle, a picture of the international poster and the cover for the DVD that I watched with Welcome to the Jungle written on it is on screen. And I found that fascinating, that was the thing that pissed off Americans. So getting back to the wiki proper now, The Rundown, known internationally as Welcome to the Jungle, and I'm just going to refer to it by both names so that we're all unhappy.
Okay.
Is that better? Right? And look, I'm going to go through the plot now. And you're not too familiar with the plot, but I do know you're a big fan of anime, right?
I'm a big fan of anime, but I don't know where this is going.
So let's see if anything about this plot intrigues you, because I know for a fact you're a big fan of an anime which has a similar plot point. The film follows an aspiring chef working as a debt collector for a loan shark who is tasked with retrieving the loan shark's son who went to Brazil in search of a lost artifact. The film stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Sean William Scott, Christopher Walken, and Rosario Dawson. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Lucas, plays Beck. And he is a bounty hunter / like loan shark like kneecapper. Who who wants to work as a chef. And because he wants to work as a chef, he absolutely refuses to use weapons. Now, is any part of that description reminding you of someone?
Does that give me some Sanji One Piece vibes?
Yes.
Just
so
a little bit.
I'm not too familiar with One Piece, but I know you've talked about it a lot. And isn't there a character in One Piece who basically is like, I refuse to use weapons because weapons are the tools of a chef, and I don't want to... I care about cooking so much, I refuse to dishonor the knives.
No, so it's not quite that. So Sanji, who learns from Red Leg Zeph, they are both chefs, and Sanji obviously, takes the mentality of Zeph onwards. And Zeph believed that as a chef, you need to keep your hands in pristine condition to be able to utilize them in the kitchen, and they're therefore not important in combat, so he only used his legs as weapons.
Okay, so it's not quite the same thing for Beck, but he absolutely refuses to use violence, even though he's very capable of violence, because he wants to be a peaceful man. He wants to be a chef.
Bet you do, right? Uh-huh. Little thunder. Stop it. Little lightning. Stop it. Thunder, lightning, ears! Oh!
You done beating me up? Let's go.
And the film has like this really great opening action scene, which has a cameo from Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the story behind the scenes is that Arnold Schwarzenegger did the cameo for free, and it's just him walking up. He walks past Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, looks him in the eye and says,
Have fun.
and Schwarzenegger was asked about why he did that cameo. It's like, it was me passing the torch to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, one of the next action stars who was going to take my mantle.
That's fair, because for a long time, looking up the filmography of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, they do have quite a lot of films under the belt, but I would argue maybe they're not charismatic enough to follow in that same lineage.
The problem is that early Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's filmography kind of gets overshadowed by later Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's filmography, where he starts to get a massive ego and got to the point where he was telling the people making Fast and Furious movies, my character won't get hit.
Not bad for a cop.
I never thought I'd trust a criminal.
Well, and as well, I know that Red 1 was apparently ballooned in budget because of problematic filming moments with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of not turning up to set and stuff like that,
Yeah, just getting a massive ego as an actor, and it culminated in him having clauses in his contract where he's not allowed to look weak. He's not allowed to, in fist fights, for example, with other characters, he's not allowed to get hit.
Rubber bullets. Big mistake.
And it's to the point where it's largely agreed that The Rock is the person who took the DCU out back and just shot it in the back of the head with a shotgun, because he absolutely refused to engage with the material. He wanted Black Adam to be the toughest and the coolest and the strongest, and refused to fight any Black Adam villains because he thought, I'm as good as Superman, I want Superman in this movie.
Yeah, I think behind the scenes it was probably already dead, but the fact that he came in with the idea of, I'm going to change the hierarchy of the DCU, just, dude, you're not Superman. I'm sorry, you're just not.
Yeah, also as well, Black Adam has his own rogues gallery. Do you not want to fight those? No, I want to fight Superman. Superman's he's the heaviest hitter of the the DC universe. I want to fight Superman. It's similar to Tom Cruise, right, with that The Mummy movie, which was going to be the start of yet another cinematic universe, that Tom Cruise strangled in the crib because he refused to actually let the Mummy be the star, because he's Tom Cruise and he's the star.
You are a younger man, but you'd best learn to be wary of a man like me.
It's funny that they have that connective tissue of mummy movies, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you seen, like, recently Brendan Fraser was asked of, like, oh, would you want them to re-release that movie? It's like, well, of course, yeah. Would you want them to fix the bad rock CGI? I was like, no, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely
No,
not. It's part of the charm.
fix it.
That movie is famous today because of that. Or in part because of how bad that CGI is.
The only thing I know about the second Mummy film is how bad the Scorpion King CGI is.
Well, oddly enough, do you want to know something? Like, this is some behind the scenes info here. Like, who the fuck has watched the Scorpion King? Nobody. I have. So there's like a rumor that they had to spend a not insignificant amount of the editing budget to create a special 5-minute cut of the movie for The Rock to give to his daughter, in which he doesn't kill anybody. Because The Rock wanted a cut of the movie to show to his daughter, because it's the first movie that he led as the star. But he didn't want to see any violence, so he specifically instructed the editing team, make a special cut of the movie for my daughter where I don't kill anybody. Which ended up being 5 minutes long, because all the Scorpion King does in that movie is fucking murk people.
I remember one of the first videos I think we ever did on Wiki Weekends was me covering the remake of Italian Job, and it was mainly about how Edward Norton was a massive fucking prick.
Yeah, he's got an ego. Deserved, to an extent, because guy's a great actor.
He's a good actor, but it sounds like he's a hassle to work with, which is why Marvel just immediately cut ties.
Let's get somebody who'll do what they're told. Let's get Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo will turn up, do the job, and take a paycheck. Let's go.
Mark Ruffalo was hired so late in development that Robert Downey Jr. didn't know and introduced him as Edward Norton at Comic-Con. Like, Mark Ruffalo talks about it's like one of the most embarrassing moments of his career was when he was at Comic-Con. Like, he didn't find out that he was going to be the Hulk till the day of Comic-Con, when it was just like a Disney like limo pulled up outside his house, and Robert Downey Jr. went, and now here's Edward Norton, and then he gets a word in his ear and goes, here's Mark Ruffalo, and Robert Downey Jr. didn't know who he was.
Norton.
Do you know what though? That's a very Tony Stark move, right? Not knowing the name of his team.
No, right. I mean, he's the same guy that named his amazing technology the Bar.
But let's bring it back now to The Rundown, aka Welcome to the Jungle. The cast also includes Sean William Scott as Travis Walker, a fast-talking treasure hunter who's in search of El Dorado for a lost artifact called El Gato di Diablo, which is just Devil Cat.
That's some Oxford archaeologist or some stiff-ass Harvard professor. I did! I found you!
Who gives a shit?
How you like me now, huh?
I don't know if there was any particular reason for him not getting any more roles after like 2010, but
He
like
just didn't like acting.
dude is a staple of like late 90s, early 2000s films, and always does a good job.
Sean William Scott is fantastic, and there's interviews with him where he kind of felt overshadowed by the Stifler persona, because in real life he's very reserved, but the Stifler character that he played in like American Pie is so outwardly outgoing and extroverted, it kind of like typecasted him to those kind of roles, which isn't the kind of roles he felt suitable for, but he still did them because got to get paid, right? And there's a few movies where he's really good. Like this one, he's fantastic in this movie. He bounces off the rock so well. It's such a great, like, it's not quite a buddy cop movie, but it is. He has that energy.
Let's go. Tired of this.
You win.
Clearly a talented actor, but as you say, like maybe just getting typecast was the problem there. But yeah, it's a shame because I always enjoy him when he's on scene.
One of my favourite line readings in any movie is a comedy movie I'm guessing not a lot of people watch, but it's one of those comedy movies that my housemate had on DVD and just had on repeat in the background. And it was Role Models. So it's him and Paul Rudd. And pretty basic comedy plot.
Pretty fun movie.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Just it's Sean William Scott and Paul Rudd gets sent to do community service, have to look after like two kids, like a bigger brother type program.
What you drawing there? Oh, Beyonce. She's smoking. I don't want to take my pants off.
What?
And there is an amazing moment in the film that makes me laugh every time, and I contend it's one of the best line readings in any movie. And it's where they're sat talking to a lawyer, which I think is Paul Rudd's girlfriend, it's Elizabeth Banks. Like, it has a pretty stacked cast. And she's telling them, look, you're going to have to do some community service. I'll see if I can get like the charges dropped as best I can, but you are looking at, you've got to do something. And Sean William Scott goes, just before we continue, can I ask, is the get out of jail free card from Monopoly based on a real thing? And Paul Rudd looks at him and goes,
That's real. It's real in the game of Monopoly. Yeah, it's based on true events.
what aspect of Monopoly makes you think any part of it is based in real life? And Sean William Scott looks at him and goes, chance? And he says the word chance with such sincerity. I'm not sure if Paul Rudd actually had lines in that moment, because you see his character go,
How? What do you mean? Chance?
and I'm not sure if it feels like an ad-lib line that Sean William Scott said, because you just see Paul Rudd go, because he can't quite process
almost breaking character, like, yeah.
But he delivers the line chance with such sincerity. It feels really, like, in that moment, you really feel that his character believes that that's the case.
I also just looked up the cast, and yeah, I should say it's surprisingly stacked. Of like, there's, I should say, Elizabeth Banks, there's Christopher Mintz-Plessy, Bobby J. Thompson, Jane Lynch, Ken Jeong, Joe Latruglio. Like, the list goes up. There's Keegan-Michael Key in it. Just, yeah, there's a lot of people. It's
also really funny. And it's one of those comedy movies. Remember we talked about Dodgeball? We talked about Dodgeball being like, it's an early 2000s, 2010s comedy that's aged well in the sense that it doesn't make a load of homophobic jokes.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody!
That film, similarly, has aged quite well in the sense that it doesn't rely on that kind of humour.
I'm assuming there's bits of it
There's
in there
always
because,
some.
again,
There's always a little bit.
There's always some, because I'm making the assumption because it's been a while and that was the times.
But there's just some really great like character moments in there, like Sean William Scott. He's playing a womanizer. He's playing to type, and like the kid he's looking after, this little black kid. The actor's name there, 'cause he's also really great.
Bobby J. Thompson.
J. Thompson. He's really great in it. He keeps calling Paul Rudd Ben Affleck. He's like, I'm not Ben Affleck. He's like, you white, you Ben Affleck.
Reindeer games.
I'm not Ben Affleck.
You white, then you Ben Affleck. Right, Wheeler?
Yeah, you are white. That's true, I am white.
He's like your typical like skeezy little kid who's trying to like, oh, I want to look at boobs and see naked ladies.
See, there are as many women as there are men on this planet.
True that, true that.
And every woman has 2 boobs, for the most part. So therefore, there's twice as many boobs as there are men. We're outnumbered, and it's overwhelming. We're powerless. We have to accept it.
I like your take on boobies.
And there's a great moment where Sean William Scott sits him down and tells him, look, you're a guy, I'm a guy. You want to go look at boobies. You just got to be more subtle about it.
Kid, you got a lot to learn.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, really? So you're aware that you've committed one of the most common rookie boob-watching errors?
What you mean?
Never stare at the boobies, kid. Once you get caught, the game's over.
You just got to learn, little man. And he tells him, like, you don't think I've clocked, like, you know, the stacked, like, single mum at, like, 10 o'clock, and it zooms over and sees her. And you don't think I've seen, like, you know, the lady over there who's wearing a low-cut top? Do-do-do.
It's called training. You know, being aware without drawing attention. You don't think I've noticed the 34 C's in the camouflage tank top, setting up the tent directly to the left of us? How about those twin cannons hiking up the mountain ridge 50 yards due west?
But I'm not staring at them. Also, maybe if you look over at those hills over there, if you look at them in the right angle, in the right light, what do they look like? And it's just a pair of boobs, and the kid's like, teach me all you know.
Or the ridge itself. Round mounds of grass shaped like...
Boobies.
Don't look over there. Look here. Yeah, focus. You'll get it.
Yeah, indeed. And it mentions here we've got some like information about production. So Dwayne Johnson was credited under his ring name. Have you heard about this? This is like super fucked up for all those like wrestlers turned actors.
I vaguely heard something about the fact that like WWE used to, or still does, I don't know the exact details, but they'd own the rights to those characters, but then those people had to be like credited as like WWE roles in the films that they starred in.
WWE Studios were producers on the movie, and the way it works in regards to ring names, to my understanding, like gleaned from like interviews with like wrestlers turned actors like John Cena and Dave Bautista is that WWE owns their personas in the ring. So, for example, when Dwayne Johnson is being billed as The Rock, WWE gets a cut for that. And that's one of the reasons why, as The Rock became more successful as an actor, he very quickly started, I'm Dwayne Johnson. So he went from The Rock to Dwayne The Rock Johnson to Dwayne Johnson. Because if he's just Dwayne Johnson, even just on the poster, if they put the word The Rock, WWE gets their cut.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like,
fucked up,
he
right?
didn't own the rights to be The Rock. So for a long time, I should say, he was Dwayne Johnson. Whereas now I think he's gotten those rights to himself, so can now be Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Because he no longer has to pay WWE their cut. Do you know the most fucked up example of this, though? Is John Cena. Do you know why? Because John Cena, that's not a ring name, that's his name. But WWE owned his name because his name was part of his character.
You see, the name John Cena is not my real name. My name is Dick Hammerbush, and it's a very difficult government name to use.
But in regards to the production, though, it says Berg and Misha were held up by armed robbers in Brazil while scouting locations, prompting them to film in Hawaii instead. Fair, right? It's like, we got to film it on location in Brazil, immediately get mugged, let's go to Hawaii.
Well, I guess that's kind of part of the jobs of scouts, right? Is like make sure that the filming location is safe to film on.
Yeah, we talked about The Mummy earlier, when they were filming on location in Morocco. They had to get all the actors to sign these pieces of paper. It's insurance purposes. Oh, what's this for? It's like in case you get injured on set. It's like, no, that's kidnapping insurance. If you get kidnapped, we can pay the kidnappers your ransom.
Yeah. Goodbye, Benny.
Making movies, it's not all fun and games. Speaking of which, Sean William Scott later stated that, in regards to filming, we basically made everything up as we went along. For example, one scene on Oahu involved Johnson and Scott falling down the side of a mountain. The goal was to put the biggest fall down a hill in a movie that people had ever seen. The big inspiration was the old wide world of sports and the agony of defeat, and wondering what would happen if that poor bastard on the ski slope had a few more stages to go. Sounds like an infamous video of just some skier eating shit and just rolling down the hill. And they eat shit really high up that hill and they roll for so long.
His inexperience, he fell on his first jump. A lot of speed in that track. Now look out! Look at him go! Oh! Oh, baby.
Then I guess their inspiration was, what about if the hill was even bigger, and then maybe if that Yeti from that game came out and got him as well?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's all well and good as actors to decide that. What happens on the day when they tell the, stunt guys?
Well, Lucas, oddly enough, Dwayne Johnson's regular stuntman refused to do the stunt.
For what it's worth, I hope you enjoy the fall. Now, what fall? This fall.
So they found a local man who had a reputation for doing anything, and he was knocked out when he first attempted it.
Yeah, because I believe, if I'm not wrong, that one of the main doubles for Dwayne The Rock Johnson is actually his cousin, who just has to keep up with his amount of diet and workout routine.
He has to
in
eat
big
those,
quotes.
those 15 fridges a day. Yeah, it's difficult.
Gotta copy it.
There's a really interesting interview with the guy who's the stunt double for basically every male superhero. Like, he's the stunt double for Deadpool, he's the stunt double for Thor, he's the stunt double for Captain America. He's the guy who came up with Captain America's kick. Do you like the backflip kick that Captain America does? He came up with that. And there's an interview with him.
That sounds like three very different physiques.
Yes, and that's what he talks about. I have to have the same physique as the actor, so that when they swap me in for them, it's seamless. And he talks about, yeah, I'm doubling for Christopher Hemsworth at the moment. He wants to get real big for that Thor movie. It's great for him. You try doing backflips when you're that big. He gets paid a fraction of what Chris Hemsworth does, but still has to do the exact same workout and even more strenuous work. And it just sounds so grueling and unforgiving.
It sounds like a fun job on the surface, but it sounds actually, when you dig into the details, like a really underpaid and horrible job.
Underappreciated as well. Like I said, the dude is the stunt double for 3 separate superheroes, and I don't even remember his name off the top of my head. His name will have been on screen, but I love movies. I don't know that guy's name, and I feel bad that I don't know it, because clearly he is directly responsible for a bunch of my favourite superhero moments.
Yeah.
But I'll try and give as much credit as I can, via the clips and the images and stuff being put in. But yeah, it sounds awful, doesn't it? So when you just see Chris Hemsworth just arms inflating in size, it's like, I'm gonna have to. Or you see him fucking squatting 400 kilos, and you're like, I've got to do the splits.
Yeah, and then they want you to be Deadpool for the next movie, and it's like, oh, great, so now I've got to be, what, 100 pounds lighter or whatever.
It's rough, but, in regard, there's one final thing here in regards to the production. Arnold Schwarzenegger, as mentioned, has a cameo in the film. The cameo came about because he visited Universal Studios during the shoot and was having lunch with Johnson when Berg asked if he would like to appear in the film, and Schwarzenegger agreed if they could do it immediately. So dude just finished his lunch. It's like, I've got somewhere to be. If you can get the cameras rolling in 5 fucking minutes, let's go. His cameo, as we saw earlier when I put the clip in, is a bar patron who passes by Johnson's character and simply tells him to have fun. So it's not good luck, it's have fun, and is widely regarded as a veiled reference to the fact that Johnson's career as a Hollywood action star was just beginning as Schwarzenegger's was winding down.
Yeah, I presume this is probably around the time that he started going for governor.
And I don't feel the comparisons to Arnold Schwarzenegger are entirely unfair. Admittedly, Dwayne Johnson doesn't have, a Terminator in his, filmography that he can point to, that's the film that put him on the map. But he doesn't really need to, because he already cut his teeth in the wrestling world and became world famous before he was even an actor. So I guess, I
think, though, that is one thing that maybe they've not directly talked about, but Dave Bautista, for example, seems to pick his actual projects a lot better rather than just signing up for movies. His run of movies post his WWE career seemed to be a lot more selective than the rest of them.
It's because he wanted to test himself as an actor, whereas Dwayne Johnson wanted to be an action star. It's it's two different approaches to the same
Very
goal,
much,
right?
Yeah.
And Dwayne Johnson wants to be a huge, big... He wants to be the Arnold Schwarzenegger of his generation. And, he arguably has achieved that. I said he hasn't got the movie you can point to, but the fact that you know who he is. He has the same level of recognisability as Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime.
You could argue The Rock is a better actor, but The Rock just has less charm than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He doesn't have as much as, charisma. You like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies in spite of the fact he can't act.
Yes. Yeah.
For example, Commando. One of my favourite action movies where Arnold Schwarzenegger plays John Matrix, who's the all-American, commando motherfucker. And he speaks in a German accent the entire thing, and they just put one line in saying, yeah, I grew up in Germany and moved to America. That's why I talk like this. Done.
Oh, so they go for German and not Austrian?
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't even think they needed to do that because Arnold Schwarzenegger had that much charisma as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you don't care.
Our feature film. Your flight attendants are Susan and Lance, and I'm Vic. We're here to meet.
Excuse me, how long is the flight?
We land in Valverde in exactly 11 hours.
Thank you. And do me a favor. Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
I don't watch Jingle All the Way and go, oh, this guy isn't American.
Yeah, why does he have a German accent?
He clearly isn't.
Why is he built like a brick shithouse when he sells mattresses? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, who cares?
It's who cares? He's going to be Turbo Man.
Exactly.
That's all I need.
The Rock is the better actor, but just Arnold Schwarzenegger is just more charismatic. I think just because you know how hard he works for his career, right? Like you said, acting in his second language, self-made man in the most literal sense.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know Arnold Schwarzenegger was a millionaire before he ever became an actor. He was Mr. Universe, used his money. He sold supplements on the internet, so he was a trendsetter in that regard. Came to America, bought and flipped property, got a double degree in economics and business in his second language, and then decided on a whim to become an actor, and did.
Jungle Cruise might be the movie that we're sold on. This is a The Rock movie.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want to know how big Arnold Schwarzenegger is? At the bottom of the Wikipedia page for The Rundown, it says, see also, list of American films of 2003, Dwayne Johnson's filmography, Arnold Schwarzenegger's filmography. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a cameo in the film for 3 seconds, he's uncredited. The third thing Wikipedia suggests looking up is what other films he's been in. And I guess last but not least, we have to talk about the final action scene. So I mentioned, The Rock's character Beck has big Sanji energy and he doesn't like using violence. And he refused to use guns, he refused to use knives. And there's a part of the film where Sean William Scott, after they bond, they go on the buddy cop adventure, become friends. He's been pinned down by 500 dudes with machine guns. And The Rock's just sat there behind cover. And he's sat and you see him thinking, and he sees like 2 shotguns, and he's like, I don't want to do it. But then he hears the screams of an innocent. He's like, I can't do it. I can't let him die. It's time to whoop some ass. And he just picks up both shotguns and fucking murks like 300 people. Not only is the scene awesome, it is literally taught in film school when the topic of editing comes up. Not in every school, but there are people who've talked about how, like in film school, when the subject of editing comes up and editing action specifically, the final action scene of this movie is held as one of the best examples of it.
Boom! Shakalaka! Churra!
Yeah, I have looked up this scene. As I say, this is the only scene I'm aware of because you've asked me to put it in previous clips.
It's rad as fuck though, right? Just
It's
there's
great.
something about it's the moment where he sits there and he goes and just stands up and just like 2 shotguns.
It's really good.
It's a shame
Yeah,
the film
it
didn't do
is.
better. 'Cause it says here the film like was really well received like critically, but it made $80 million on an $85 million budget. I feel like if this film would have been better received, I know it's a cult hit. I'm hoping that this video does well, based on the fact that a load of people are going to see the poster and go, "Oh shit, I remember that film," and watch this video. That could have been his Terminator moment.
This movie is clearly not.
It's not
Terminator 2 level quality. We're not saying that.
But I mean, like that scene, if this film would have been better received and got like a bigger push, and like, because I said it was received well critically, just people didn't watch it for some reason. But if it had been, maybe The Rock's career would have had a different trajectory. Because just like that moment of him just standing up with the 2 fucking shotguns, it could have been such an iconic scene and visual, but it's not.
It's not, because clearly the rest of the movie doesn't hold to the standards of, as we say, a Terminator, which is the highest of standards, of course.
It is, yes.
He also didn't have a career like Schwarzenegger, where, like, it's not just Terminator and Terminator 2, it's Predator as well, and like...
One of the things that's interesting about this movie is that The Rock's character is the unbeatable badass that he is in, like, Fast and Furious movies. But because he has that twist of like wanting to be a chef, there's at least like something to the character that's not just he's badass. And the fact that he doesn't want to fight is an interesting twist on that concept. Like, for example, the first scene in the movie where he meets Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's like, okay, I need you to go to this club. There's like, a guy in there who owes me money. And he's like, it's the entire offensive line of like a football team.
Okay, the guy on the left is Jaleel Johnson. I think he's like the left tackle or something.
Jamal Johnson, defensive end. He's the best defensive lineman Notre Dame's produced in the last 20 years. Maybe ever.
And you see The Rock walk in, like, dude's in there, like, 2 foot taller than he is. He goes, look, you owe my employer some money.
You come embarrass me in front of my friends about some bets?
Don't mean to embarrass you. This is embarrassing to me. I'm a big fan, but $50,000, you might have remembered.
Yeah, I know what it is.
I would like to have that money, please. And the guy's like, fuck off. And you see the big dude stand up, and you think, oh, is he scared?
You want a drink too? Take the ring, buddy. That's what I think about that. Get the hell on, man. Go, man. Go. Go. Hey, do something with this.
You're it, man. Good man. Get up. Okay.
And he goes into the bathroom, and he calls on his phone. He calls up his boss, and you see him like, look, he's here with the entire offensive line of whatever football team it is.
The entire offensive line is here.
Then the twist is like, look, I think they've got a really great chance this season. I don't want to hurt them.
They've got a legitimate shot at repeating this year. I do not want to hurt them. I don't want to go out. Okay, Billy.
And it's like, that's when you know you're watching something different. Like, just the fact that it's like, you just say, look, I really don't want to hurt these guys. They might have a chance to go all the way this season. It's like...
You got 2 choices. Option A, you give me the ring. Option B, I make you give me the ring.
He's surrounded like 8 fucking dudes who are like 300 pounds a piece. It's like, look, it's not fair on them.
I'll take B.
Wrong choice.
It's like, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me, and I don't want to do this.
Quiet! Hush your mouth. Silence when I spit it out. In your face. Open your mouth.
It's a great twist, and it just adds something to his character. Like, because I feel like later Dwayne Johnson would not have even had that moment. He'd have just like kicked all the guys' asses like second one because he's the coolest and the strongest. The fact they have that little moment of hesitation, that little moment of humanity, a little moment of humour. Because it's a really funny scene because obviously it doesn't go where you expect it to. It really does subvert your expectation. It's like, look, just they might have a chance this season. I don't want to fucking put them in the hospital. And then he goes out and puts them all in the hospital one by one.
Oh no.
Listen to me now. I'm less than 20 rounds. And if you want me, then come on, get me now. Is you with me now? The biggie bounce. I know you.
And even as well, one of the best bits is that he rock bottoms one of the guys.
I forgot about the rock bottoms. I always associate him with the people's elbow.
People's elbow. It's one of the things that's frustrating about like Peacekeeper. As much as I love Peacekeeper and John Cena, I feel that there must be something like WWE must have like rules about him using his signature moves. Because even though he does like a bunch of wrestling moves in Peacekeeper, he never does like the FU or the 5-knuckle shuffle.
I think that John Cena is probably another good example of someone that's just like managed to do it better than Dwayne The Rock Johnson, so it kind of, overshadows them a little bit. I also want to say, I saw a couple of comments last time you brought this up. It's Peacemaker, not Peacekeeper. Like, it is just called Peacemaker, but Karl just apparently likes to think of it as Peacekeeper.
I don't like you calling him Peacekeeper.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
But, yeah.
Like, it's great. It's like, he's also like speaking of like great line deliveries. Like in that Suicide Squad movie. Where it's just like, I thought your name's Peacekeeper. Which I guess it's not. Is it really not Peacekeeper? I'm going to have to look this up now.
Peacemaker?
Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Like, it was like, speaking of like line readings that live in my head rent free, it was a great moment in Suicide Squad. It's like, I thought you liked peace, because he's talking about like shooting up a bunch of people. And it's like, I love peace.
They call you Peacemaker.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
It's such a good line.
Which is the best bit is like Ratcatcher, and Ratcatcher going, "What the fuck is this guy? Is this guy crazy?"
The truth is, they all are. Great movie.
Yeah, I like in Peacemaker season 1, where he's like, he gets his like custom made guns. He's like, "Where's the Dove of Peace?" So what? Like my gun's got to have the Dove of Peace on there. It's like, I don't fucking know. You could, does it mean you can't shoot people if they don't have a fucking bird on it? It's like, I need the Dove of Peace. Like, here's a Sharpie, draw it on yourself. Draw the shittest dove you've ever seen. But you know as well, from the second that pen touches like the gun, you know it's fucked up. But he draws it. It's so bad. And it's like you see him go, fuck! Fuck.
I assumed it would have been an eagle on there.
The Dove of Peace. Let's go with the Dove of Peace. Yeah, that's the rundown. AKA... Welcome to a Jungle, as it is known literally everywhere else on Earth. Everywhere else on Earth.
Welcome to the Jungle is just a better name. I'm sorry.
Are you sure you just don't want to go for, oh, hi, audience, you're my favourite Patreon subscriber?
Oh, I mean, you told me to start the conversation, but
that's
if
true.
You want to open with that, then by all means, just start with that. Oh, hi.
I'm aware of the fact that people think I do a good Tommy Wiseau impression, by which I mean I do a terrible one, but how can you possibly do a worse impression than he did?
Yeah, how can you do Tommy Wiseau worse than Tommy Wiseau did in life?
In that movie, it's great. My favourite part of that movie is just like, oh, hi, doggy.
How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favourite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Speaking of our favourite customers, Karl.
Yes.
Should we get into the shout-outs? Because, like, these are... maybe not our favourite customers, but these are the supporters that help us out the most. So they subscribe on the highest tier, and we need to shout them out every month to just show our appreciation for keeping the lights and mics on.
We don't need to, Lucas. We want to.
Of course.
A sentence I'm likely going to regret over the next, 30 seconds or so, because a standing offer, a gauntlet I have thrown down onto the floor for our entire audience is go to our Patreon, subscribe at the highest tier, and come up with the most unpronounceable name you can, just to watch us suffer. People have really taken that to heart this month.
Like, we've had to bring Google Translate into the mix at this point. Like, it's getting there.
Here's the thing. Google Translate is not helpful. Fuck you, AI. But Our first shout out is for series of emojis, which I'm now going to read out as best I can. So, fire emoji, dragon emoji, gorilla emoji, guy doing this emoji, nails on fleek emoji can't be displayed because we copy pasted it into Discord, skull emoji, demon emoji, angry hat emoji cannot be displayed, 3 emojis in a row that are the eyes wide mouth face emojis, mushroom emoji, smiley face emoji, and hedgehog doing like a little jig.
Yeah, like, this
What's
has
the
gone
name?
to incomprehensible levels at this point. But speaking of emojis...
we're up to hieroglyphics now. People are
I
saying
mean,
fucking hieroglyphics.
You were challenging people to bring hieroglyphics into the mix.
We called Wiki Weekends not the British Museum of Natural History. Right?
But yeah, we do have more emojis here, like ghost emoji, little ghost, and ghost emoji.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to pronounce than series of emojis that takes 30 to 40 seconds to say. But I do respect it.
Look what you've done! You've completely turned into ghosts! Which means I can finally do this!
And my day is not getting any easier because the next person who submitted their name in Nahuatl. A language I do not speak and I'm not familiar with, so let's give this a go, shall we? So, Tinakui, Horchata, Octilane, Tomi, Semasikapatia, Ta. Was that wrong? Was that offensive? Was that wrongly offensive?
I mean, that's
You be
always the
judge.
worry, right? It's like...
Yo soy abogado. Yo soy abogado.
But currently I have a nice, easy one, because it is to just say a special thanks to Split Scream. I was going to say I think Split Scream is referring to the moment where you realise that someone's screen watching you on GoldenEye and like, no!
When I saw someone screen watching, I just got mad and started throwing hands, and I realised that if my brother is watching my side of a screen while playing GoldenEye, he's not watching his balls.
You just... the moment
Don't
you see
screen
them
watch! The next person to shout out is Rosalindis Memphis. And I do need to apologise because this person has supported our Patreon for a while, and I keep trying to specifically put in a clip from the song Walking in Memphis, because that's the only song I'm aware of that has the word Memphis in it. I have tried putting in the original version. I tried putting in the Nightcore version. I tried putting in the version that, like, the German, like, techno band Scooter did. Every time it gets us, like, copyright struck. So I'm really sorry.
I was going to say, is this the song that, like, every month I see a copyright strike against then? Yeah.
From Mark Cohn, yeah. And every time, because I think I try and do a nice little personal shout out, either via video clip or the little conversation myself and Lucas have. We want to let all of our supporters know, who support us at this tier, we appreciate you. Here's a funny little bit.
Exactly.
That's like effectively sponsored by you. I can't do that for this person. I'm really sorry.
We'll continue trying, I guess. But yeah.
It's to the point where I'm thinking, should I just record it myself? If they're going to continue to be a supporter, just do a really bad cover of it.
And Karl, I know that this is going to be a little bit spoilerific for you.
Okay.
But for the next person, I do want you to put in a certain, like, a certain character. Maybe not a certain clip. But we are supported once again by Lucille de Steele. And I've mentioned a couple of times, I don't know whether this is a One Piece reference of having D as like a middle initial, but I have recently watched an episode where Monkey D. Garp goes on the most rampages of rampages and shows off why they are the hero Garp. And if you can just any clip of Monkey D. Garp, just be Monkey D. Garp.
So the next person to shout out is Kicking Bucket, and then I can't decipher what they put here. So they put like a series of dots and dashes, and I'm not sure if it is, but it looks to me like, do you remember people use like those like keystrokes that aren't commonly seen on like a keyboard? So like show the little dude flipping the table.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looks like that, but like more abstract, or it might be Loss. And if it's Loss, fucking well played for getting me with Loss.
I can see more flipping a table, so I guess just like, you know, put your favourite clip in on table flipping.
Oh, it's got to be something Magic the Gathering, right?
Oh, God.
I don't understand how people with such an expensive hobby would dare to flip a table with their on. Right? It'd be like... it'd be like flipping the table with your newborn baby on it.
The baby's probably more reasonable, right? You can make another one of them.
You can make another one. You can't get another like Black Lotus, can you?
Anyway, speaking of babies, we've got to then shout out Fallopian Starship Return to the Womb.
Like, this name gets longer each month, and I'm starting to think they're trying to tell us a short story in the most abstract manner possible. Fallopian Starship, that's like, it's a name. The thing we mentioned in Wiki Weekends is band names. I would not buy that band's album. I'm sorry.
I am a fan of, or used to be a fan, I haven't listened to them much in the past few years, but I'm a fan of Cobra Starship, so that's what it always reminds me of, like just the Starship being the second part of the name.
And you mentioned Cobra Starship, Lucas, and I just have to say, I'm putting in a picture of their like first album because it's just the 2010s distilled. I won't put a clip in because copyright. If Mark Cohen gets us, Cobra Starship certainly will, because I bet they've got no fucking money coming in anymore.
I think Cobra Starship might be an encapsulation of 2010s, like, you know, the pop punk movement.
Like, you know it's 2010s as fuck, 'cause I literally still have that haircut. Right? And I got this haircut in the 2010s. The next person to shout out is simply Daddy Grunt.
Which all I can imagine from that is the grunts from Halo, but just a big grunt. Just the daddy.
To be fair, like, did you ever play, like, Halo Wars?
No, well, I played a little bit of it, but not much.
So one of the DLC characters of Halo Wars and RTS...
Was it a daddy grunt?
It was Yap Yap the Destroyer, who's like the grunt commander, and he's like the leader of the grunts, but his backstory is he didn't want to be, but no one else wanted to be harder than he didn't want to be, so by default he became the leader of the grunts. He's like, I don't want to be the leader of the grunts. Like, what, how noble and modest of you, leader of the grunts.
That is such grunt energy, that's perfect, yeah. Do you want to give us a riddle before I then go to Google Translate on this one?
I do, yes. So the final person to shout out before Lucas embarrasses himself so much is Be of Awesome. Okay, riddle time. What lies on the ground 100 feet in the air? Answer in my Patreon bio. We've not looked this up because I do like riddles. I'm not able to really figure out what this one is.
Mm-hmm. What weighs 6 ounces, sits in a tree, and is very dangerous? A sparrow with a machine gun. Yes, of course. Now,
it's a good riddle because I can't immediately tell what it is, and we don't want to take up too much of our audience's valuable time. But I do appreciate them sending a riddle. I'm unable to answer the riddle. Like, we're being honest. We could have looked it up. We could have pretended not to know and then like come up with it on the fly. We're being honest. We don't know the answer to that riddle. So thank you for, you know, providing us with a little mind bender there that we can't figure out.
I mean, maybe the comments can guess the answer to the riddle, and then next month we can reveal it in the shout out.
Yes.
The time has come. I've had to cheat and use Google Translate because this one was submitted in almost entirely either like kanji or katakana. I'm not sure which one it was, but in Japanese.
Spoilers, we don't read that language.
We don't.
Like, to me, I read that and think that is the name of like a video I listened to when I was an edgy teenager and like somehow fell into listening to Toho remixes. And it's just like, is that the name of like a Dematori song or something like that? So also, someone's going to lose their shit to that reference, and congratulations to that person.
I'm going to butcher the absolute hell out of this one, but I guess that's what we're here for, Karl. So, Atlin wa kimi ga kono rukasutu desu stranen ka hideo Kojima Hideo no Butunda Kiaro made Tokushu Toga o Kami Kake Kaganana Hishi no Hatsuhon Shu to Shite Kara Mawari Suno o Kikikatu Kimi no Patreon no Shoutout to Wakuni Katakata Toroku Shita. So bear in mind, I got paid to say that. I tried. I am
also
sorry.
keep in mind, Lucas is the one who watches anime all the time. My Japanese pronunciation would be way worse.
That's a rough one, but you know, we just fully appreciate the support, and that's why we're willing to make idiots of ourselves at the end of all these videos.
We also appreciate as well just the continued effort expended by our audience to troll us in ever more creative and interesting ways.
Goddamn, we need to slim these down because this is approaching a 20-minute recording mark.
It's fine.
A third of a video. Goddamn.
See you all next time.
Hell yeah.